Hello everyone, and welcome back to another Smash Bros. Ultimate YouTube video. It's been a long time since I've done one of these, and I just wanted to showcase a really simple but surprisingly useful tech that I discovered a few days ago. Now, I'm using Mewtwo for demonstration purposes, but this does apply to almost every character in the game. Ironically enough, Ganondorf is one of the few characters that this does not help out at all, but basically, have you ever gone to jab someone and you get this sort of thing and you get hard punished for it, right? That happens a lot. I've even seen Waddy, the best Mewtwo player in the world, to my understanding, have that happen to him and him get hard punished for it. And there's actually a really simple tech that makes it so that this should never happen to you again. Literally, all you gotta do when you go to jab is hold down the button. I'm holding down A right now, and nothing is happening. Holding it, nothing happens. But if I'm over here and I hold it, I go right into the rapid jab. Now you might think this only works for certain characters, and it works better for certain characters. Mewtwo is one of the characters that this benefits the most because his jab is genuinely something you want to get, because his jab does a ton of damage. It's a bit harder to SDI than other jabs, and it's just really good. Obviously, just the jab 1 can get you punished still. There is still some end lag in there, but it's a lot less end lag than doing something like the rapid jab. That's how long it takes to shield after the final hit of that. So this is a lot safer than this. Also, if you just hold down attack and shield, if you whiff, it will immediately put you into shield to try to defend from anything your opponent does to punish you. But if you do this, you just start rapid jabbing. I'm holding down shield, and it's not shielding because the first attack connected with him. So let's show this on a couple other characters. Now, this works best on characters like Mewtwo and Palutena that only have a jab 1 into rapid jab. There are other characters like Kirby that have jab 1, 2, 3 into rapid jab. Mewtwo just has 1, Palutena just has 1 into the rapid jab. But if you take a character like, let's use Kirby. Kirby is probably one of the characters that this works a little bit weirder on. Now, you want to go into Training Room and test this on your main, just see what happens if you hold down the attack button. I'm not going to be testing it with every single character. I've tested it with a bunch, and it seems every single character that has more than just a jab 1 benefits from this. So a character like Roy or Ganondorf will not benefit from this at all, but even a character like Kirby, where this happens when you hold down attack, will benefit from it. Because if you were to spam it, that happens, which is a lot more punishable than that. This is a lot more punishable than that. So, yeah, and obviously if you connect it on a person, that happens. There's no need to react to whether or not the first few connect. Now with Kirby, if you hold down attack and shield, it does keep doing this rapid jab 1. So that's not the same thing you can get with other characters. Obviously you want to test this with your main. Now, you would think that a character like Byleth, who has Gentleman Jab and Rapid Jab, would not benefit from this at all. And you are, you're almost right. You're not quite right. Now, with Byleth, or any character that has a Gentleman Jab, if you do Jab 1, 2, it takes about that long to shield. But if you do Jab 1, 1, it only takes that long to shield. So it's whiffing 2 jab 1s is a little bit safer than whiffing like jab 1, 2 or jab 1, 2, 3. So yeah, and if you connect it on a person, it does go into the Gentleman Jab. You do need to react, but it's easier to react because jabs have hit lag, so there's a few more frames to react to whether or not it connects. So if you do it right and you know what you're looking for, you can react to whether or not it connects and go into the Rapid Jab. Or even if you don't, you get the Gentleman Jab, which is completely safe on hits in all scenarios, so not like you're going to get punished. But things get interesting when you take a character like Corrin. Yeah, this is not exactly what I would expect, because if you look at what happens when you attack with Corrin, once I can get into the game, if I hold it down, I get a gentleman jab, right? Gentleman jab, and if I spam it, I get the rapid jab. But if I hold it down, I'm still holding it. I only got jab 1. So it seems like this is entirely random whether or not you get multiple jabs. Not random, but it's entirely character dependent, and there doesn't seem to be any characteristic that determines whether or not it genuinely happens like that. Because Corrin's jab, for all intents and purposes, is basically the same as Byleth's jab. Because you have the 1, 2, 3 gentleman, and you have the spamming rapid jab. But if you hold down the button, you only get 1. Hold it down and shield, you immediately go into shield. Hold it down and shield on a person, you go into the gentleman, or you could react with the rapid jab. So that is actually really interesting. So some characters benefit from this more than others. This is a almost universal tech. The only characters I can think of that this will for sure not work on is, I don't think this works on Kazuya. I'll double check that in a second. It definitely doesn't work on Ganondorf, Roy, or Chrom because they only have a single jab. If your character just has a single jab, then it's probably not going to work. Bayonetta is a bit interesting. I tested it with her, and she just starts shooting her gun, which is the intended way it's meant to happen. If you hold down jab after not connecting. If you do it with Kazuya, I haven't actually tested this just yet. Yeah, you go into the 10-hit combo, which is not useful at all. And if you hold down shield, it still continues with the combo. The exact same thing if it actually connects. So yeah, it's completely useless on Kazuya. Steve, this obviously doesn't work on because he just has a single jab, while his jabs can technically connect into each other. It's just a single jab. Game & Watch, that also has just jab 1 into rapid jab, is the same as Mewtwo and Palutena, where he benefits from this probably the most out of any character, just because it makes it so much safer than it is in any other situation, and it's just easier with him. Not sure how much Pikachu benefits from it. Obviously there's a bunch of characters I haven't tested it with. If you take a character like Link, for example, he just has his gentleman jab, so it's not quite like Corrin or Byleth. If you hold down attack with him, you get the full 1, 2, 3, so it is entirely useless with Link as well. So yeah, some characters this is useless on, mostly characters that only have a gentleman jab, but even some characters that only have a gentleman jab, it seems to work just fine on, which is weird. This is a very weird mechanic. I don't think it's a mechanic at all. In fact, I'm 90% sure this is a glitch, but I thought it was really cool. So I never, and I mean never ever ever, do I want to see another Mewtwo player ever with a rapid jab. If I ever see you doing this when the opponent is over there, you're fired. You're not a Mewtwo main anymore. Goodbye. Please like the video, subscribe, leave a comment. It's the only way for me to get more views. Please help me out. Bye.